Good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting for Bedford Township for June 4th, 2024. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, if Pastor Tim Loy with Christ the King Church could open us up in prayer, I'd appreciate it.
Bring you greetings from your friends and neighbors at Christ the King Lutheran Church, where we pray great success and contentment for our Bedford grads, and a pleasant and safe and prosperous summer for us all. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Eternal Lord, ruler of all, graciously regard those who have been set in positions of authority right here at Bedford Township. Guided by your Spirit, that they may be high in purpose, wise in counsel, firm in good resolution, and unwavering in duty, that under them we may be governed quietly and peaceably through Jesus Christ our Lord, who teaches us to pray, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Have a good meeting.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay. Okay, item 2 is approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda is submitted.
Support. Okay, motion is supported by Mr. Bruning. Any discussion? Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0. Item 3, consent agenda. The agenda committee recommends to approve and place on file minutes from the May 21st, 2024 regular meeting of the Bedford Township Board.
Motion to approve the consent agenda is submitted.
Support. A motion is supported by Ms. Januzak. Any discussion? Could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0. Item 5 is comments from the public. Comments limited to 5 minutes for board agenda items only, and just state the agenda item you'll be speaking on.
Gail Kane, 1056 West Temperance, regarding 8B. I understand and can see where this would be a good thing to have happen. The only thing is that I don't see where it says what the structure, if any structure, is going to be built, how this property will be used once the zoning is there, if the person knows what they will be using it for. Familiar with the person that's speaking and is asking for this to take place, has liquor facilities throughout the township. There has been concern voiced with his establishments and crime in the DDA district especially. This is why they paid to put security cameras up, was because of the theft and the crime that's taking place in that DDA area. With 2 road frontages and being at the state line, I have a concern with that crime. Hopefully he will be putting up security cameras if he is putting up an alcohol establishment. Will he be closing one of the 2 he already has? If that's what he's getting, will he be transferring the liquor license? And of course, Telegraph Road area, that's right where we've been trying to clean the crime up. So that's all I have. I'm just hoping that he gets, it's not to oppose it, I'm just hoping we get a whole lot of other information on this before you make the decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Keene. Anybody else have any comments? Okay. Moving on to new business, vouchers for payment. Ms. Hirschberger.
I'd like to make a motion that the following vouchers be approved for payment. General Fund, $34,420.14. Fire District Fund, $9,817.84. Fire Equipment, $1,887. Library Operating Fund, $3,747.08. American Rescue Plan, $48,277.50. Building Department, $229.06. Sewer O&M Fund, $166.89, for a grand total of $98,545.51.
Support.
Okay, motion supported, Ms. Januzak. Any discussion? Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Hirschberger votes aye. Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0. Item 8B, determination on the request from the Bedford Property Holdings LLC, Jason Jindo, to rezone a portion of property 5802-102-001-00 from MHP Manufactured Home Community to C3 General Commercial, located on the west side of Telegraph Road, north of State Line Road, Temperance, Michigan. Mr. Jindo, if you'd like to come on up.
How you doing? Jason Jindo, my address, right? 7698 Watford, West Bloomfield, Michigan.
Okay. All right, anybody have any questions for Mr. Jindo? Or would you like to
If you guys
speak on
have
this?
questions, then I'll go.
Do you have any questions? Just clarification, there's not two road frontages. So I don't know where the comment
I think
came
she was
from.
talking about State Line Road.
Yeah, where his property actually is, though, that's not technically a road. It's his property. So,
I plan on fixing up State Line Road as well because nobody's technically responsible for it, I guess. And it's not supposed to be a road in Michigan. And, you know,
Right.
In Michigan, I guess Ohio takes care of it all the way up to Michigan, and then nobody maintains it. It's just full of potholes and everything now.
so you plan to actually maintain it as a
I mean, if
road?
I'm putting up the concrete, I might as well, unless you guys want to do it.
Well, it's not even a certified,
That's what I'm saying. Whose responsibility is it?
so it's nobody's, it's your property.
But it's a road.
Not according to the road commission.
Okay. Because me and Jody went over this, and she says it is a road. Okay.
He needs to call the road commission, because I've gone over it with him 100 times. That's why it gets zero maintenance.
Regardless, you can't block it off, right? So what do you do?
That's exactly what I would do if I bought the property. I'd block it off.
Okay. Well,
That way you don't have to
my options
maintain
open.
it and be
If
responsible for it.
it wants to stay open, and I'm already doing concrete, like another 10 feet is not gonna bother me.
Okay. Mr. Steiner, go ahead.
I have a question. So, Jason, just to answer any questions in the audience, do you have any, what are your plans for it, if any?
Right now, it's just a retail establishment. I'm gonna start with one bay if I end up taking it. If not, then I'll start looking for tenants, but I'm trying to acquire a license right now, and that's been tricky. So as long as I can do that, but I was gonna move forward with it regardless and make it retail. Like, I was trying to get as far back as possible, so that's why we're doing the C3 right now, so that I can start further back on the property, and then if I get another tenant, like I'll have somebody on that. If somebody does want to lease it, I'll build the lease and just build right next to it, and then kind of like an L-shape shopping center over there.
Okay. And when you say another license, another like liquor store?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I'm not. I have just full disclosure. I haven't gotten a license yet.
I don't, yeah, I was
But
gonna
this
say, I don't think there are.
rezoning can't be based off of
it's
that
not
at all.
No, yeah.
No, that's fine.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have to, Ms. Keene's saying what she says.
No,
He's
that's the
not
only,
required to
only
tell
reason
us.
I asked. He didn't
Right.
have to, but just,
Ms. Keene requires a lot of them things. Go ahead, Mr. Gore.
No, I was just going to ask, do you anticipate any issues with Ella's having two liquor stores that close? Because Ella's, a majority of their business comes from Ohio.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into that. I'm not even 100% sure I want to do liquor store there. Those are all questions that me and my brothers and my partner that we would have to answer. But we picked up this property because it was cheap and it was available, and we're like, we might be able to develop that right on the border. We've always thought about going on to Telegraph since we're on Telegraph, Lewis, and Secor. It just felt natural that we might want to put up a store there. There was a license that got away from me, though, so I'm working on getting another one.
And I'm grateful somebody bought, that property's been an eyesore for years. When you come across the state line, I mean, what you
Horrible.
see, it is
You
horrible.
know those trucks that were parked there are not even the landowners. That was just the scrapyard across the street, just parking there.
Parking
They caused
over there.
contamination on there. I already had a phase 1 and phase 2 done on that property. It's cleaned up, so we can move forward on that.
So, a nice little, I don't know what to call it, strip mall or some businesses.
Right now, it'll be a
would
single
nice.
building, and if I can commit to more leases, I'll just build for them, and I'll give them like an 8-month timeline to get that up. But I'll have like the civil engineering done, and kind of like a general idea of how I want to lay that out. I haven't done it yet because I want to see if I get zoning first, and then we're going to take it from there.
Thank you.
Mr. Steiner.
Mr. Jindo was before the Planning Commission on May 22nd. Obviously, the recommendation was to move forward with the rezoning. And just for the public's knowledge and some information, a couple of the bullet points, everybody here's got it. But so the C3 zoning, it's consistent with the township master plan's goals and policies. The portion of the property designated currently as mobile home park is not large enough to accommodate the uses permitted in the mobile home park district. The rezoning would remove current split zoning issues of the property, because right now it's commercial and MHP. The uses that are more objectionable at the location are allowed only by special approval, and that would go through the Planning Commission and the Township Board, and we could impose reasonable conditions to alleviate any potential impact on the surrounding properties. Reasonable conditions such as increased landscaping, screening, reduced hours of operation, or similar mitigation measures could be imposed when considering the special approval request, if he even has any special approval requests. Again, our master plan designation is this site should be listed as mixed use. The Planning Commission reviewed all the documents, and they were pleased with the outcome of what Mr. Jindo has already done to the property. He's cleaned a lot up on the property. I didn't know, you didn't bring it up, that there was a phase 1 and 2 that you already went through.
Yeah, and Can Smith run a phase 1 and phase 2.
So again, that's another good thing. He's cleaned some property up that could have been an environmental issue. And again, he did that all without knowing whether he was going to get the rezoning or not. So that's a big plus. I'm sure that to protect your investments, you're going to do what you have to do. You'll secure everything you can over there, and you've done that so far. Other than that, I think, again, I align with the Planning Commission's recommendation that we move forward, and I'll make the motion if everybody's okay with it, that we give the approval for the rezoning on parcel number 58-02-102-001-00. The rezoning will be from mobile home, MHP, manufactured home community to a C3 general commercial zoning, and it's located at the west side of Telegraph Road, north of State Line Road, Temperance, Michigan, 48182.
Support.
Okay, motion in support of Mr. Gore. I just do want to tell you, though, that I've done a decent amount of research on that
road.
And it is not a road.
I argued with Jody about it for a while.
So
But
I want you to-
I hope it's not. So
But I want you to call. I want you to call the road commission
Take it
though,
up with
because
or the road commission director.
I want.
I'm gonna have to ask.
I
for
do
a-
want you to know, though, because it's not a road, it's your property. If you maintain it as a road, and somebody gets hurt or an accident on your property, you could be liable to a certain
Confuses
extent.
me as like State Line
Because
Road
you're
doesn't
supposed
have
to-
the telegraph though. It keeps going down. So like, is that not a road? You know what I mean?
Where are you
State
talking?
Line continues over to Telegraph.
Yeah.
Across. the street.
That might be, but I know
Yeah.
that section is not.
Okay. I mean, I'll work it out either way.
Well, I'm just
One way or
saying,
another.
don't take what Jody's saying verbatim. Call the road commission.
No, I was planning on it, and I have to call the state anyways because it's Telegraph's state road to get the curb cuts. So.
Okay, because I've dealt with the old property owner multiple times over the years, and with the same situation, and it's not a road.
It's scary. I mean, those potholes are scary.
I'm
and
just
there's
telling
buses
you.
driving through it, and there's all types. And to address
Right.
the crime, I mean, I feel like there was a lot more crime there before because they had all those trailers parked there, and people were cutting into them, stealing off that lot, and just generally.
It
wasn't lit or anything.
It'll be safer with the new development there because there'll be cameras up and there'll be
Lights,
lights, and it'll be a better setup. So, I just wanted to say that to you.
I appreciate
But, Ms. Hirschberger?
Sorry. We have a friendly amendment to add all the reasons why.
The ones I actually read prior. Oh, yeah, let's take that and add those in.
I'm
I'm fine with that.
It's all the bullet points basically above with,
Right.
the one that I didn't read because there's discrepancy over whether there's 2 roadways or not, and Mr. Jindo can take that up with the road commission. Other than that, we'll amend that with all those bullet points that I mentioned.
Thank you.
Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Springer votes aye. Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0.
Thank you very much. I
Congratulations.
appreciate your support. Thank you.
Good luck with everything. Okay, item 8C, approved to hire a part-time firefighter. Chief?
Did you drive back with the lights on?
Maybe. Good evening. So we do have a candidate that is ready for employment. Mr. Robertson is a firefighter paramedic in Ohio. He did switch his paramedic into Michigan, and right now he's just waiting on the paperwork for Michigan, for the fire side for Michigan. So the request would be to hire Gregory Robertson as a part-time firefighter, conditional on him obtaining his Michigan firefighter 1 and 2.
Okay, anybody have any comments, questions, concerns? Okay, I look for a motion.
Make the motion that we hire part-time firefighter Gregory Robertson.
Support.
Okay, motion is supported by Mr. Bruning. Any discussion?
Can we put in
You
the
want to add the
stipulation?
conditions?
Trudy's coming.
We had the stipulation that the license gets switched over to Michigan.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Springer votes aye. Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Item 8D, Michigan Township Association dues. Does anybody need me to go over why it's important that we continue on with this? Trudy, do you feel we need to, Krista, that we need to continue on with the premium pass?
Yes, because I already have classes booked.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else need any answer? Okay, I look for a motion.
Mr. Peroni? One thing we discussed many, many times is the legal defense fund portion. So we need to know what the wishes of the board would be for that.
I mean, we've opted out. I don't know.
That's why I'm saying
I don't
that.
know really why we do. We utilize the legal end of it a lot. But, I mean, we can continue doing as we are. So.
I'll make the motion to approve the Michigan Township Association membership, the annual dues for 7/1/2024 through 6/30 of 2025 for $8,521, and also the premium pass that includes all of the courses, and that's an additional $1,900. The total on that would be $10,421.
Support.
Okay, motion is supported. Mr. Bruning, any discussion? Could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Springer votes aye. Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0. Item 8E, Monroe County Road Commission's drainage contract. This was drainage that was done in Green Hills subdivision. So this was one of the main tiles that all other
Causing all the
neighborhoods
issues.
and was causing all the issues, and that was one of the main drains, but it actually went through a private drive, so it was actually very difficult situation that the road commission had to look into multiple times because we weren't sure whose it was, if it was a drain commission, road commission, private. So it took a long time to take care of. We met with the road commission, and so it was decided that it needed to be taken care of. There's certain situations with the drainage that when you can say, hey, we're not going to fix this because it's a neighborhood, but when you close the road down for 4 homes that can't get into their homes, that's a problem. It's one thing if, like currently right now, Covered Bridge Estates entrance is closed down where the bridge is. That's because they have multiple entrances and exits. this would be, you would lock people out of their homes. So every situation is different. You know, that's why we look at, you know, all situations, you know, open. So here we are. I'll make a motion that we pay the $9,412 our share of the $18,824 partnership with the Road Commission for the cross tile repair at Glenmore Drive and Edinburgh Drive.
Support.
Okay, motion supported, Mr. Montry. Any more discussion?
We add that the amount will come out of Fund 405 fund balance.
Yep. Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Peroni?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye.
Okay, the motion passed 7-0. Okay, item 8F, Monroe County Road Commission overband crackfill contract.
This
So-
is an SAD
Okay.
that we're just maintaining like we promised.
So this isn't our normal, so this is an SAD we're doing crackfill
Maintain.
for.
Right,
So-
this is the maintenance of one
Okay.
of the SADs that were done. This is one of the older ones.
Right. So this is something that we, as a board, partner out with the Road Commission and the citizens. When they do an SAD, we maintain it by crackfill. If we didn't, they would have to do an SAD every 2 years. And what a disaster that would be. And that, to be honest with you, is why these subdivision roads fail so fast. They've never had an overband crackfill. So us doing this is huge for these roads. They're going to last a lot longer. So, okay, look for a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the overband crackfill in Forest View subdivision in the amount of $4,085 to come out of the SAD fund.
Support.
Okay, motion supported by Mr. Montry. Any more discussion? Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Steiner?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 7-0. Okay, number 9, comments from the public. Comments limited to 2 minutes. Come on up.
Make sure your green light's on the mic.
Oh, it is on. Yeah. So, hello, I'm Rob Petrie, running for Township Trustee. Wasn't exactly on my radar, but several people asked me to consider it, so here I am. A little bit about me. I'm a Christian. I operate under conservative and Christian values. I know how to get along. My wife and I just celebrated our 39th wedding anniversary on Saturday. She hasn't killed me yet. I'm a fiscal conservative. We've lived in the same house on Samaria Road next to the old party store for 38 years. It's paid for. We raised 7 children in that house on 1 income. 6 of those children were boys, and so if I can manage 6 boys through puberty into adulthood, then managing the township should be a piece of cake. I know how to get stuff done. I'm a self-employed IT consultant, including 15 years managing Bedford Township's network, including Krista and Trudy. We're part of that. I've gained a lot of troubleshooting skills and know how to work under pressure, know how to get to the root of a problem in a hurry. I know how to triage. I know the difference between inexpensive and cheap. When the lowest bidder might not be the best solution, what can wait and what cannot wait. I know how to persuade. I know how to come to consensus. And as a consultant, you can't tell anybody what to do. You can only present what you believe are the best options and seek for direction. I know how to teach and manage a crowd. I taught at Bedford High School. I designed and taught Cisco-based networking and cybersecurity courses. I've coached community ed and basketball. I've lived in the township. I've been around the township and in Township Hall a lot and for a long time. I think the township's in great shape, and I'd like to play a part in keeping it that way. I'm a veteran, and 48 years ago swore an oath to protect the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
For your
I would
comments.
be honored to make that same oath as a
Hey, Rob.
trustee of this township.
I have to end your comment, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Anybody else like to comment?
Good evening, Logan Tisdale, 1308 Brandywine Street. Of course, I'm running for trustee too. We've got 63 days before we have the primary, August 6th. I'd like to have maybe Trudy would kind of do, we have only about 5 more township meetings, I believe, before then. So if you could maybe articulate sometime there about primary, voting early, and some things about the signs where they need to be located and things like that. I'm starting to see some signs out there on the highway. And we want to make sure that we run it properly we have 8 people running for 4 positions. I'm one of them, and of course there's 7 other people, and then there'll be an independent, I believe, in the general election. So I just think that if you could kind of articulate that, I would appreciate that. And I just want to remind people that usually the primaries are not very well represented, but this is an important primary. I think it's important for the township. I would encourage people to make sure they get out, and if they can early vote, to do that. And then on the day of the election, that they would take the time to spend and come to the different precincts and vote. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else like to comment?
Josh Stump, 7178 Wiltshire Drive. I am also running for Bedford Township trustee. I was born and raised here in Bedford Township. My wife and I are expecting our first child July 29th, right around the corner. Can't think of a better place than Bedford to raise our son that raised me. I'm one of 110 legislative directors and chiefs of staff in the Michigan House of Representatives. I also have experience in the Michigan State Senate. I want to leverage my relationships in Lansing and across the state and across the county to bring better resources, service, and grants to Bedford Township. I'm also a former teacher. I taught at a charter school in Toledo, Ohio for 5 years. We pulled from the 3 worst area codes in Toledo for domestic violence, poverty, and drug abuse. I was a business owner who understands economic development and the issues that entrepreneurs face, and I want to help our business community. I value civility and common sense, accountability and transparency, respect and integrity. My whole thing is people over politics. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what side of the aisle you're on. If you're working towards Bedford Township's best interest, I want to work with you. I'm looking forward to earning your support in August, and thank you and have a wonderful night.
Your comments? Anybody else like to comment? I don't know if you're here to speak or not, or if you are, here's the mic.
I was William Bruck, Erie, Michigan, state representative. I was here actually to bring a photo to the chief. He visited for the State of the State address, so I was just delivering a photo that we had taken of that to commemorate him coming up to the Capitol. A lot of stuff in Lansing budget season. Just to give an update, we're probably going to be working on the budget for the next few weeks. There are some good things coming out of it. As of right now, looking at, I don't know if it affects Bedford necessarily, but the revenue sharing, there's about 12% of the townships in the state that do not receive the standardized revenue sharing. And so there's some language in there that will probably fix that problem. I believe, I don't know if that affects you guys or not. I'm not for certain, but I know there's a number of them that it does. Usually it's smaller communities, smaller townships. That's something that's in the works, in the budget we're fighting for, and it looks like we'll be able to get that in to try to resolve some of those issues. A couple bills in the works. We're working on a handicap bill. Currently, handicap placards only apply for essentially the waist down, and we're trying to get some language put in or revise the language so it allows doctors to put in for those that have upper extremity issues, maybe carrying items and that they can walk, but yet can't carry things to their car as easily as others. So trying to do a little, help some people. We had some constituents that requested that, and it seems to make sense. So we're in the process of that, and a number of veteran bills that we're trying to get through, helping veteran service officers in the county and that. To try to allow them to work a little easier with the vets that have returned in that too. But it's been pretty busy up in Lansing.
How's it looking to get the funding for Seco Road, though? I know it's underfunded, widening project.
That is on the docket. We do have a meeting set up with MDOT. We'll see what we can do on that. I know there has been some appropriated towards it, correct? Mm-hmm. But with the inflation and et cetera, it's not enough at this point. So we are looking at that. Hopefully in the budget, but that's, it is an issue.
I would like to, do you ever get out to Sterling State Park?
Yes.
So I just spent the weekend there, and, you know, I camp all over the state, and I'm blown away at the resource and how nice that park is. But it's in dire need of help. You know, the walking trail, it's a paved walking trail. I mean, it needs redone bad. There's roots that run all through the trail system. The parking, the drive to get into it, it's all in rough shape.
Yeah.
Beach, you know, it looks nice, but I mean, there's a few things that they could do, sticking some resources in there to really make it even more attractive of a park. But it's really nice, but it needs some help. It needs some funding.
I can certainly bring that up. Yeah, I can make a request and see what they come back at. I'm sure they'll probably say funding or something of that nature, but.
At a minimum, it needs maintenance, crack seal, you know, because the cracks are all grass growing up. So when you have that, they're just going to heave up and get worse. So at a minimum, you know, where the roots have heaved it all up, grind it out, and put crack seal in there just for maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, that's not super expensive.
Yeah, I can definitely request that.
So,
certainly.
Anybody else have anything you'd like to bring up?
Hey, Will, I don't know what your schedule is, but if you could just hang around for a bit after our meeting, because Joe needs to talk to you.
Okay.
He had an issue for you can look into.
All right.
And also, where are we standing on getting control of our lands back? With
Well, the solar petition
solar, all
issue?
that.
Well, I'll flip hats on that, but as far as the petition drive for solar, they did not get enough signatures to get it on the November ballot. They still have 180 days to get that on a ballot. There's kind of a flex 180 where they still have over 2 months left of the 180 days to get it on the 2026 ballot. So it's still in the works. I know the MTA, the Farm Bureau, there's the County Association, they're all backing that petition drive. The key is they don't have the money, that group that's doing it, the Citizens for Local Choice, do not have the money to do paid petitioners, so they're relying on volunteers. And I don't know if there's ever been a petition drive that got the amount of signatures without paid petitioners.
So we can conceivably are out of luck until 2026, and we can end up with solar farms and everything, and we have zero control out of it.
It would, rely on the Public Service Commission, up in Lansing. I know there's been numbers of applications already put in. My understanding is that they're overloaded and they're not necessarily bumping them out as approved to date. That's the last word that I heard, but yeah, there will be a time delay, even if it's on the 2026 ballot or election, sorry. There would still be, 2 years of the law enacted, essentially, yes, sir.
And by then
It's still an active petition drive. They're still trying to get the number of signatures for that.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
To answer your question, Joe, it's yes. The solar fields can come.
I know, yeah. I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Right. Okay. Anybody else have any comments? Okay. Moving on to comments from board members. Mr. Gore?
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the recent graduates of Bedford High School and all the graduates in the surrounding area. Job well done. Now life gets hard. This was the easy part. Good luck in your future endeavors. Regarding in 2 weeks, I will not be at the meeting. I changed some plans to make sure I was at this meeting because this meeting we typically vote on our budget. And it didn't make the agenda. Unfortunately, I'll be visiting, I spoke often of and fondly of my grandmother who's 102. She'll be 103 in November. So I'm fortunate, but her health has taken a turn a little bit. So unfortunately, I will not be at the next meeting when we do have our budget meeting.
Okay, Mr. Montry?
I'm running for township trustee. No, I'm just, I just wanted to comment on my comment from last meeting about the mulch and the parks, that it looks like Bridgepoint Church has stepped up to minimally get that spread at Carr Park, and then we'll see what else we can get done this coming Saturday if we can take care of any of the other parks, but that we're on it at the very least over
Were you out there spreading too?
Huh?
Were you out there spreading too?
Well, it's coming Saturday, but I've been out there every time. Yes,
It looks like they got White Park done, 3B baseball. I saw them out spreading it.
now we got some area and car, so we'll see.
Okay. Mr. Steiner?
Just want to think tonight, the Secor Road expansion came up. I know we've talked about the roundabout, and I've had a few residents contact me talking about the roundabout. I live over near the Secor Smith, and I've had people over there near me asking me about the Secor Road. They hear there's funding, they hear there's not funding. Mr. Brook just made a comment tonight a little bit about the funding there, but I think we ought to invite the director of the road commission to come down and tell us from their standpoint where we stand. Where do we think we're going to stand? I mean, I know that we got the extra $600,000 for the roundabout, but I understand, I think we have some engineering designs still that are not solid. So we may have some change in costs, and then if it does, where does it go then? Because the grant money could be out. So I think it'd be a good idea to get the director down so we can get him to a board meeting and just give a little presentation of where we're at in those two big projects.
Mr. Bruni?
Again, congratulations to the Bedford grads. My son is one of them. Also, I see it every time. I forget to bring it up. I keep trying to make a note to myself. But I like to give a little shout out to Bankowski Builders. Those little condos that he built right there at Seacorn Dean actually look pretty nice. It turned that corner pretty nice. I think it looks really good. So I don't know what he charges or what they are, but I think they look really good. And then I will not be at the next board meeting either, because that's when I'm down in Florida fishing. So I already knew I wasn't going to be here. Everyone have a good night, good weekend.
Ms. Janizek?
Everybody have a good night and weekend. That's all I have.
Ms. Hirschberger?
Absentee ballot applications have been mailed out for the August and November elections. If you're on my permanent list that you get an application, those have been sent out. If you receive an application for someone who no longer resides at your address, please return them to the clerk's department so we can verify their verify their addresses. If you no longer want to be on our permanent ballot or our permanent absentee list, please stop by my office with your ID and we can remove you, but it must be done in person or in writing. If you are a snowbird or traveling during one of the elections, you will need to come into my office if you're on the permanent ballot list, because we must have it in writing or in person the dates you will be gone and where you want your ballot to be mailed, because election material will not forward. So it'll all just come back to me. Household hazardous waste and shred day is Saturday, June 15th at Indian Creek Park from 9 a.m. till noon, and the newsletter should come out today. That's all the information I have on elections right now. As far as signage, you can come into the office and pick that information up. It should have been in your packet when you were running. And if people want to put a sign in their yard and it's not in the road right of way, that's freedom of speech and we cannot stop them. That's all.
Okay. So the Secor Road widening project, currently there is $5.5 million with the road commission. They have the funding. I believe it's looked at next year. Currently the project's roughly going to be around $8 million from what I'm hearing. So right now they're going to blow out that whole intersection if they can't get the funding. If they can get the extra funding, then they'll do the whole project. If they can't get the extra funding, then they'll just, like I said, just blow out the whole intersection and make it more workable. So that's kind of the discussions I've had with them. But as far as the roundabout, all the funding is built into what they have going right now. The designs and all that you spoke of, that's not going to be an added cost. Inflation, anything extra they might think of is added into that cost when they went for the $600,000. That was all part of that. So we've had multiple conversations with the road commission, came down here and sat with Trudy and I and Al and kind of went over. And Krista, right? And kind of went over the funding, and it was pretty clear that the funding is there for the project. So, the Senior Strawberry Festival is June 8th from 9 to 2. They'll have hot dogs so you can be purchased, and Samaria Day is going on as well. It's a great little festival. I'd like to also congratulate the high school graduates, and shout out to Anise Seed, who lives in Lambertville. He is a World War II veteran that just turned 100. Other than that, do we have any comments, questions? Okay, we're adjourned.